Hi there, welcome to the daily devotional. Devotion number 18, Boaz finds a way. Ruth chapter 3 verse 11 to chapter 4 verse 13. Love always finds a way. As the hymn writer puts it, love found a way to redeem my soul. Love found a way that could make me whole. Love took my Lord to a cross of shame. Love found a way, I bless his holy name. Love never fails. That, says the Holy Spirit, is the nature of love. There can be no doubt that Boaz loved Ruth right from the start, even before he actually met her in the harvest field. All the city of my people doth know that thou art a virtuous woman, he said. Ruth 3:11. He knew all about her. His heart was already stirred. And then he met her. The servant that was set over the reapers told Boaz who she was, chapter 2, verse 6. In the Old Testament, an unnamed servant is often a type of the Holy Spirit. It is this unnamed servant who made the introduction, that momentous face-to-face meeting at which Boaz's heart went out to Ruth. He gave her ample evidence of the state of his heart. He gave her an ephah of grain, 10 times what she needed. He would marry her in spite of the obstacles, and there were 4 of them, and formidable obstacles they were. But love found a way. The first obstacle was the fact of a cursed race. Ruth was a Moabite, and the Moabites were a people under the curse of God. The reason was historical. Numbers chapters 22 to 25, Deuteronomy chapter 23, verses 3 to 6. When the Hebrews reached the Moabite frontier on their way from Egypt to Canaan, the Moabites opposed them. In fact, they hired a Mesopotamian psychic, try saying that 3 times really quickly, to come and curse them. When that failed, they corrupted them and then looked for God to curse them for their sin. God punished the fallen Israelites. But he also brought a curse down upon the Moabite race. And that was only part of it. The curse of the law upon the Moabite people was but the fruit. The root of the cause went much deeper and ran back some 550 or so years. The father of Moab was Lot. Moab was the son incestuously conceived by Lot's oldest daughter on the hills overlooking smouldering ruins of Sodom. And his godless descendants, the Moabites, became Israel's determined foes. But there was another obstacle for Boaz. It was the obstacle of a condemning rule, for the law legislated against the Moabite. An Ammonite or Moabite shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord. Even to their 10th generation shall they not enter forever. Thou shalt not seek their peace nor their prosperity all thy days forever. Pretty bad. Deuteronomy chapter 23, verses 3 and 6. That was indeed a formidable obstacle. Only the bringing into operation of a higher law, the law of the kinsman redeemer, could find a way around it. Then too, there was the obstacle of a closer relative. Boaz had to be very careful in working his way around this obstacle. 2 issues were involved. First, there was the matter of the property of Elimelech, which was now in limbo now that his sons Mahlon and Chilion were also dead. The nearer kinsman was eager to gain possession of that property. Then suddenly Boaz raised the other issue, the matter of the person. The nearer kinsman could not have the property without the person. If he wanted to acquire the property, he would have to wed the widow Ruth. He backed off in a hurry. He certainly didn't want to marry a Moabite. The last thing he wanted was to mar his family tree and spoil his hope of becoming an ancestor of Christ by introducing Moabite blood into the ancestral line. Boaz had no such scruples. His family tree was already marked. His mother was the Canaanite harlot Rahab. Finally, there was the obstacle of a costly requirement. As kinsman redeemer, he would be obliged to buy both the person and the property of Ruth. Redemption was a costly business. Boaz, however, was both able and willing to pay the price, for he was a mighty man of wealth, Ruth chapter 2 verse 1 tells us. And he loved this Moabite widow with all of his heart. So, love found a way. The obstacles were swept aside. Boaz married the Moabite, and the stage was set for the coming of Christ. I hope that's been an encouragement to you today. Have a great Sunday. God bless you, and see you tomorrow if you're able to join me for another daily devotional.